We live, Tanner?
I think so.
We're live. Collectco, Facebook. There's Pearl Jam. When you're on and with us, thank you and welcome. And let me get my Restream app pulled up. I just got the YouTube email. That's a good sign. Mike Massey, good evening. Carlene Rollins, hello. Jeff Miller, Deborah Devaney. Looks like we're on YouTube. Yes, we're on YouTube and Facebook for part 1. Doug White, Jason Shout, happy Record Store Day. Even though we're not affiliated, we still like to celebrate all local record stores across the United States and their commitment to sharing the love of music. We do the same thing, we just don't offer Record Store Day exclusives. And I was just looking at the numbers. We actually sold quite a bit here in the store today, as I imagined. We had really nothing going on, nothing special, just our standard Saturday here in Lebanon, but we sold a lot. So we're going to have a mixture of new arrivals tonight, vintage OGs, new vinyl, CDs, etc., etc. Y'all know the routine. Hello, Doug Page. I hope. Wow, we just had a couple walk up to our door and pull on it, and they looked frustrated when they walked away. And now there's 2 other people just pulled in the parking lot. So a lot of people like to shop here, but usually it's after hours and we're closed. But let me get a crate up here so I can flip through it. I feel like I want to go through. Let me find which one I want to go through. Let me see what's in here. I'm going to go through a couple bins of new arrivals. Fairly new arrivals. But I hope everybody got their Record Store Day wish list. I personally wanted the Alice in Chains. I stayed up way too late as usual. I was going to go into Nashville today, visit my friend in Gallatin, and I didn't get anything done. I actually probably fell asleep about 11 o'clock this morning. So I was getting posts scheduled for our groups, and I did a YouTube video last night, and I was working on sharing it or figuring out some YouTube dynamics on how to do a promotion. Stayed up way too late. But okay, I'll start showing some records. I'm just going to recap a couple random bins of new vinyl we have here to remind you of some stuff. Then we're going to get straight into on sale and straight into new vintage arrivals, which is very heavy on jazz tonight. I doubt I get to them all because the jazz stuff I usually like to promote and let jazz buyers know, hey, we've got like 4 jazz bins tonight. And like to make sure people are aware of that. So we probably won't go through all the new arrivals tonight. Mainly work on knocking out all this on sale stuff. Okay, Coldplay Parachutes featuring, you guessed it, yellow. That is $29.99. Almond Joys, the early Almond Brothers. Early Almond Brothers. That is new sealed. These are all new and sealed, $31.99. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is $29.99. Very nice, well-made soundtrack. Actually, one of my favorite Star Wars films. A lot of people will actually tell you it may be the best one. I think it is.
Share it.
I have not shared it in the group. I think Star Wars Rogue One may be one of the best. It's very good. Susie Breedlove on the Almond Brothers. Sold to Susie Breedlove. Might be able to get an extra AAC. Yeah, so that was on my wish list. I was going to get an AIC, Alice in Chains, the EP. I've already had a couple people tell me they've got me one, but for the most part, I'll take any extras because probably we can resell them here. Thank you, Seth. And Tillman Smoot wants a Rogue One soundtrack. So I have a local dealer who has overstock, and I have a couple people out of state that's already sent me, who's already sent me a list, and they're like, hey, I got some overstock record store titles. So I need to get with y'all, maybe make a post and see what y'all are looking for, because I'm not going to buy a lot of record store day titles unless I know I can flip them to y'all exactly. And I'm not going to like mark them way up. They'll probably discount them probably maybe to their cost just to get rid of them, and then I'll sell them for the suggested MSRP, which is like a $5 markup, sometimes $7. And if y'all want them, maybe it'd be some stuff that you can't get, especially for those like me who can't go out and shop, and y'all can only buy online. So that's where online record store day stuff comes in really good. So Tillman Smoot, did you want this? We had someone put one back, and I think you were looking for one. Tillman Smoot, the Game of Thrones soundtrack, $35.99. Game of Thrones soundtrack is $35.99. $35.99. Tillman Smoot, Rogue One, I've got that. Brian White says top 3 Star Wars. I agree with that for sure. Definitely top 3. Storyline, how it ties back into the original films, very cool movie. So, any new Aerosmith? Tillman Smoot wants the Game of Thrones too. So to Tillman Smoot. All right, you got it. Okay, here's those Bob Dylan reissues I was talking about. So they've reissued his early stuff, which is challenging to find in good condition at a reasonable price. So these are well worth it if you're wanting a nice, quiet, clean sounding one. You can get later reissues of Dylan albums like from the 70s, maybe through the 80s. Sometimes those are hard to find because we sell those immediately because they're obviously cheaper than the originals, but these sound really good. And this is Bob Dylan, Highway 61 Revisited, $39.99. Jerry Stone said, wish you could have been in Wilmington, North Carolina. Yeah, I know. I want to make it out to see Tony out there. That's a bucket list trip for sure. I've been in the area recently and just never got to there. But and I think it's on his bucket list to come here and see me. So, Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, $24.99. So there's 61. Here's Dylan's Greatest Hits, $24.99. That one feels really well made. There's another Highway 61. Of course, Highway 61 has like a Rolling Stone on it from a Buick 6. Really good album. Some say possibly his best. Highway 61 Revisited. Of course, if you just want the hits, that's an awesome compilation for $24.99. And then here is, well, the true, like I said last time, the true OGs of this is very expensive, but first track, Blowing in the Wind, the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, that's $24.99. So that's the Dylan reissues we have in stock. We sold out of Blonde on Blonde, and we've already sold a couple copies of Greatest Hits. Chris Stapleton's newest album, Starting Over. Chris Stapleton, Starting Over, $32.99. Yeah, I guess the Taylor Swift was the hot item of the day for sure. Speaking of Taylor Swift, we still got 2 copies of her sealed, self-titled debut album. And you need to grab these because when there's a hot commodity like a record store day title, it tends to make the artist other stuff go up because they're like, wow, people start looking for it. I've seen that trend happen. So we got 2 copies of this left. It's $54.99. Chrissy, I seen your post. Thanks for coming in the store today. You got Chris Cornell. I seen that you got I noticed Chris Cornell. I remember that one for sure, but you got some great stuff. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hope everything wasn't too much of a mess. We kind of got crates of records everywhere right now where we're trying to do this on sale stuff. Disney's Tron Legacy Daft Punk soundtrack, $34.99. $34.99. Paul Bill's, I know it, Daft Punk. I can't believe it. Taylor Swift for Paul Bill. So I found out 2 things. Of course, I listened to some Daft Punk to figure out, and I recognized some of the stuff. And then the one I figured out last night, technically this morning, was Gorillaz. They're a very, very popular song, Feel Good. I've heard that a million times. I had no idea it was by the Gorillaz or Gorillaz. So now I know why everybody wants that album. That song is very popular. So we have 1 Taylor Swift left. Next is ZZ Top live in Texas. ZZ Top live in Germany. Live in Germany, that's $33.99. It's a 2 LP gatefold, awesome track list. Last one left. The Yes album. This is the cheapest yet best value copy of the Yes album you can get in print. It's $26.99. This is one of those albums that it's tough to find a really nice sounding OG. Trust me, I've listened to a bunch of them. I was no telling how many times I've listened to this album. I like this version. I opened one up. It will probably be my go-to. I think there's some Yes titles on MoFi. They're all out of print. They're very expensive, especially close to the edge, and fragile. But that's not a bad price for a brand new Yes album. Kings of Leon, Because of the Time. I still got 2 of these. Kings of Leon, Because of the Times, and that is $40.99. I've got 2 of those. We've also got Kings of Leon, by far their most popular and mainstream album, and that is $44.99. Only by the night. Only by the night. $44.99. Iron Maiden, last copy of $56.99. I'm probably going to restock this, but I have a feeling they're already all gone. Power Slave is $56.99. If you've been on the fence about this one, Iron Maiden stuff, there's not a lot of stuff in their catalog. I don't know what they're planning to do, but there's not a lot pressed in the U.S. anymore that we can reorder. I don't know if they're about to do a big new reissue or replating or remastering, whatever they do with these pressing plants, but there's not a lot of Iron Maiden in stock right now. Foo Fighters, Saint Cecilia, $17.99. And by the way, this is like a last call on some of these. Some of these titles we've reordered 5, 10, 12 times. Probably when we sell out again, they're probably going to be retired. That's the last copy of Saint Cecilia, last copy of Iron Maiden, last copy of Kings of Leon, and the Veronica soundtrack. The Veronica soundtrack was $26.99. That is limited edition splatter vinyl, motion picture soundtrack, which features Danzig and Ministry, $26.99. $26.99. And Enough's Enough, 7. Enough's Enough, and that's on green vinyl. 7. I guess this is one of their newest reissues. $27.99. Okay, I see that we're having freezing issues. If it starts to freeze, just try to bear through it. It seems like some nights, it seems like it's Saturday night too. For about the first hour, maybe 45 minutes, we have freezing problems. And then it goes away. I do see Chris Crowley, though, wants a Foo Fighters. We'll sell that to Chris Crowley. The Veronica soundtrack, still got both of those. And Enough's Enough. Flight of the Conchords. We got this back in stock, live in London. It is $34.99. $34.99. Flight of the Conchords, live in London. $34.99. Have any Volbeat or Danzig self-titled? I don't have any one. We don't have any Volbeat, and Danzig self-titled hadn't been in print in a long time. So, Weezer, the Black Album is $25.99. Weezer, the Black Album is $25.99. And Wet Leg. Wet Leg is $29.99. That's our last copy. No, I got one more copy. Wet Leg is $29.99. Yeah, I don't know. And sometimes it may be y'all's connection because whenever it's always freezing, it's some people's is, some people's isn't. So, oh, we do have a Volbeat. Ed found one. Hocus Bonus. Limited and numbered yellow smoke vinyl. That is $36.99. $36.99. Well, actually, I think we all have the same viewers. It's not like we went to YouTube and gained an entire new following. We've had a few new people because of it. But most of the same people's watching, just some of them watch on YouTube and some of them watch on Facebook. Donald Fagen, The Nightfly, 2 left, $31.99. Donald Fagen, The Nightfly, $31.99. I have 2 of those ready. Seth, if you want to go find us our next half-off bin, we're going to get started with that right away. I think we've got 4 half-off bins left to complete the 13 crate trilogy. And then we'll be done with our half-off until I start pulling next month's. The Mission Collected is $61.99. The Mission Collected is $61.99. And then More of the Monkees, Run Out Groove, $42.99. All analog, expanded edition. More of the Monkees, $42.99. Okay. So, just a couple reminders. If you're just hopping on, I'm recapping a couple crates of new vinyl. We've got Coldplay Parachutes, Star Wars Rogue One, Bob Dylan, Chris Stapleton, last copy of Taylor Swift. Got a couple copies of Tron, Legacy, Daft Punk. Last copy of ZZ Top. Couple albums. Kings of Leon. Last copy of Only by the Night. Last copy of Power Slave. Veronica soundtrack. Enough's Enough. Last one of those. Flight of the Conchords. Kraftwerk remixes. Still got that. The Weezer Black Album. Wet Leg. Donald Fagen. Volbeat. And more of the Monkees. That's what I have left. Seth has us a crate, so let's move that in place. Let me make sure it's one I hadn't already gone through. Okay, I've not. Wait a minute. No, I hadn't gone through that one. Okay. There's some back there I went through, I think, twice. So I'll let you put it right there. Thanks, Seth.
You got it.
You can go back and check Twitter now. All right. Waiting on Elon to take over. It must be pretty good to know you wake up in the morning and you're like, yes, I do in fact have $46 billion. I can buy Twitter. I can probably say I have 46 billion records. That would be a lot. Okay, half off bin. Half off bin. I hope our half off buyers are on and watching. Which price tag is this? I see all kinds of different prices. It starts at $7.99, $8.99, and $11.99. These are all going to be half off. Half off. Razzie Bailey, a little more Raz. That's going to be $3.99. $3.99. Roy Clark's Greatest. Roy Clark's Greatest is $3.99. Archie Campbell, kids, I love them. Archie Campbell, VG Plus, $3.99. I will be telling you the half off price. Susie needs to pass on the Allman Brothers, but she will take a Smashing Pumpkins. And I've moved Smashing Pumpkins right there. So we'll swap those out for Susie. $46 billion will buy a lot of records. It will. Could you imagine? You're giving a $46 billion gift card for eBay, Discogs, and CollectCo. Could you imagine? Warming Up to Colder. $3.99. Annie Murray, I'll Always Love You, $3.99. Chris Ferrara, first sale out of this bin, Roy Clark, sold to Chris Ferrara. Yeah, that's true. If you had $46 billion, you probably could just buy the music industry. You could buy all the pressing plants, probably buy the rights to most albums, and just monopolize it. Probably could buy a lot. You could buy a lot of artists' entire catalogs. You could buy the Beatles out, the Stones, Zeppelin, Alice in Chains. Yeah, you could just buy everybody out and yeah, and just contribute. It would be called, yeah. At $46 billion, you could buy the music industry. Quiet Lies, Juice Newton, $3.99. Quiet Lies, Juice Newton. Sherry Darnell wants Anne Murray. Anne Murray. Dave and Sugar, Greatest Hits, $3.99. Shotgun. Shotgun is $4.49. We're getting into the $8.99 price tags. So these are $4.49. Shotgun. Brandon Baxter on Juice Newton. If you just joined us, we're doing half off records. We're going to try to get through these, and then I'm going to do some new arrivals in between, but I would like to end the week by saying we've done all of our half-off stuff. Then I'm going to make a, I can't believe this didn't sell half-off bin, like with the Beatles stuff that's left, and either post it on Facebook or we'll show it again here, do some bundles, whatever to get them sold. If anything, we need the crates. I'm more happy about emptying the crates usually than selling the records. This is Brass in the Night, Tony Osborne's. It had like a Moody Blues looking thing going on. Brass in the Night, that is $4.49. Peter, Paul, and Mary, $4.49. A Song Will Rise. John B. Sebastian. John Sebastian was in the Lovin' Spoonful. $4.49. Stonewall Jackson's Greatest Hits is $4.49. And Narvel Felts, the Marvel Felts, $4.49. Crystal Gale, When I Dream is $4.49. Crystal Gale, Somebody Loves You, $4.49. And Crystal Gale, $4.49. Which Alice in Chains? There's no Alice in Chains. No Alice. Well, I just mentioned if you had $46 billion, you could buy the rights. You could just buy out Alice in Chains. You could just press them all day long. Crystal Gale, I've cried the blue right out of my eyes. Crystal is $4.49. Another Crystal Gale. I feel a Crystal Gale bundle coming soon. Crystal Gale, True Love, $4.49. Miss the Mississippi, also by Crystal Gale. You guessed it, $4.49. We Should Be Together, Crystal Gale, $4.49. Johnny Duncan, Straight from Texas. Johnny is $4.49. Mo Bandy, Hank Williams, You Wrote My Life, $4.49. Oak Ridge Boys, Together is $4.49. Oak Ridge Boys. Rita Coolidge, Satisfied, $4.49. Two for the Show, the Wilburn Brothers. That is $4.49. Frankie Valli, $4.49. Name of the album's Valley. Charlie Rich, Silver Linings, $4.49. Big Country Hits, compilation, $4.49. Big Country Hits. Music of the Rolling World. That is half off. Now we're into $11.99 stuff, so this is now $5.99. We have Tawana Bennett on VF. Frankie Valli on Tawana, or Frankie Valli for Tawana Bennett. Next, Chris Farrar wants Brass. I think that was a little further back, but it's still available, Brass in the Night. And then Tanya Jackson takes the Mo Bandy. Sold to Tanya Jackson. We will do a Crystal Gale bundle earlier. Susie Breedlove, actually before that, Zach wants Big Country Hits. So does Zach Biley. And then Susie Breedlove gets the Oak Ridge Boys. Oak Ridge Boys, Susie Breedlove. All right, Rita Coolidge. We have Phyllis Bowens. Phyllis Bowens, $5.99. Invocation, Holly Tannen, $5.99. Changing Times, Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs. $5.99. The Versatile Flatt and Scruggs, that's $5.99. These are the prices after the half off. The Coon Creek Girls, early radio favorites, $5.99. The Dixie Gentlemen, Together Once More, $5.99. The Osborne Brothers, Midnight Flyer, that's a VG Plus, $5.99. Wynn Osborne and Bluegrass Playboys, $5.99. The Southern Strangers, Breakout, $5.99. Blaine Sprouse, Summertime. We're getting into some bluegrass stuff here, $5.99. Old Grass, New Grass, and Bluegrass, the Smith Brothers Bluegrass Orchestra, $5.99. The Earl Scruggs Review, $5.99. The Earl Scruggs Review, Country Comfort, $5.99. The Whistling Brothers Old Time Duets, $5.99. Gordy Terry, My Favorite Fiddle Tunes, is $5.99. The Stoneman Family, Live, $5.99. John Starling, $5.99. Doug Kershaw, $5.99. Mac Wiseman, the Stanley Brothers, and Jimmy Martin, $5.99. We have John Barry on Playboys. That was this one right here. Wynn Osborne and his Bluegrass Playboys. Sold to John Barry. There's that one again. The Early Days of Bluegrass, Volume 1, $5.99. Grand Ole Opry Stars, Lonzo and Oscar, Frankie Ray, and Bernie Terrell, $5.99. Mac Wiseman, $5.99. Mac Wiseman, $5.99. Mac Wiseman, $5.99. Bob Wills, King of Western Swing, and Alphabet Song, Paul Wagner and Mark Robinson, $5.99. Wayne Carr, would you like a Mac Wiseman bundle for cheap? We've got 1, 2, 3, I think there was another one back here, 4 for 1, 2, 3, 4 for $15.99, $4 a piece. Wayne Carr, let me know. That's the Mac Wiseman bundle. Then John Berry wants Volume 1, Early Days of Bluegrass Volume 1. That is sold to John Berry. Sell those 4 Mac Wiseman to Wayne Carr for $15.99. That's $4 a piece, minus a penny. And then tracks on Osborne Brothers for, who asked that? Sean Foxbower. I doubt Rocky Top's on there. I don't think it's on this one. But I will give you, if that's what you're looking for. Midnight Flyer, Long Lanky Woman, Try Me One More Time, Miss You Mississippi, How Long Does It Take, Back to the Country Roads, Teardrops Will Kiss the Morning Dew, The Condition of Samuel Wilder's Will, Tears, Love Lifted Me, and Wabash Cannonball. John F. Miller, Mac, if Wayne doesn't. Sean Foxbower takes the Bob Wheels. Sold to Sean. How about a Bluegrass bundle? Let me figure out. Let me go back a few. Actually, let's start with Mrs. Gale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Crystal Gale albums. Only $14.99. Wow. Crystal Gale bundle. 7 for $14.99. There's the Osborne Brothers. I was going to see if we could just put some of this other stuff together. Gordon Terry. That looks like bluegrass. We'll put the Earl Scruggs in there. We'll do... hold on a second. First, Marco V wants the Gale bundle. Those were $14.99 for the 7 Tanner. Lisa was next, then Wayne Heat, and then Mary Potts Adams. So, I really don't know how to do the others. So I was just going to do a bluegrass bundle. Let me just do these right here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bluegrass albums. Fiddle, Earl Scruggs, and the Smith Brothers Bluegrass. $14.99. $14.99 for those 5 bluegrass albums. We'll call that first bluegrass bundle. $14.99 for those 5. Okay, here is what is left. Razzie Bailey, Archie Campbell, Colder, Dave and Sugar, Shotgun, Peter, Paul and Mary, John Sebastian, Stonewall Jackson, Narvel Felts, Johnny Duncan, Rita Coolidge, Wilburn Brothers, Charlie Rich, Rolling World, Phyllis Boyens, Holly Tannen, Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs. If anybody wants both of those, $9.99 for both of those. Coon Creek Girls, Dixie Gentlemen, Southern Strangers, Blaine Sprouse, Stoneman Family, John Starling, Doug Kershaw, Grand Ole Opry Stars, Osborne Brothers, and Alphabet Sound. So, I am wheeling it. You should have seen this last night. Oh my gosh, we sold an entire, we got down to what, 3 records left in a bin after doing bundling. I was trying to slip in Yoko stuff just to get rid of it with George Harrison and John Lennon albums, but no one would buy them. I took the Yoko out and then somebody bought them. Yeah, the bundle, when I put Yoko in a bundle, the deals came to a screeching halt. All right, let me find a bin of new arrivals. I think I've got one right here. Yep, let me do this bin of check condition new arrivals. It's got some pretty good stuff in it. Timothy Horn wants the Flatt and Scruggs deal. Tanner, that's 2 for $9.99. This is some new stuff, check condition. Chris Farrar put FS. I think that's for Flatt and Scruggs. That's both of those for $9.99. Timothy Horn. Both of those for $9.99. Definitely wheeling last night. It was wild. Osborne Brothers and Dixie Gentlemen. Osborne Brothers and Dixie Gentlemen. Let me find that. Let me find... Who were the Dixie Gentlemen? Dixie Gentlemen. I found it. And the Osborne Brothers. Those are half off titles to Chris Ferrara. Okay, new arrivals. And Tanner, Ed, or Seth, I'm 100% going to need a cold bottle of water. And I say cold because Bud just restocked the fridge. But I just ate an entire pizza. And I'm like a sponge right now. Eric Clapton. There's one in every crowd. Eric Clapton is a VG copy, $14.99. So these are new arrivals, check condition. Eric Clapton, there's one in every crowd. VG copy, $14.99. The Who, Meaty, Beady, Big, and Bouncy. That is a VG copy, $9.99. Is it on Decca? It's on Decca. It's a VG copy, though. That's like a Who's greatest hits. Robert Johnson, first to Eric Clapton. You missed my bluegrass bundle. Did I, Jeff? I won't even go look. Oh, I see it now. BG bundle. Let me see if I still got that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got them. These right here. These are Jeff McMaster's. The same 5. Luckily, we didn't sell one out of that. Jeff, that's yours. $14.99 for those 5. Does anybody want a country bundle out of there? I was going to pick 5. I didn't do it because the bundle slowed down, but if we keep selling bundles, I just keep making them. But as soon as we stop, it's like, oh, okay, I'll move on. We keep selling them, I keep going. The Who, though, is I Can't Explain, Happy Jack, I Can See for Miles, My Generation, Seeker, Pinball Wizard, Magic Bus, Substitute, VG copy, OG label, though. The Band, Stage Fright, is a VG copy, $14.99. Susie Breedlove on The Who. Deborah, we've already sold it. Best of the Beach Boys, Volume 3. Best of the Beach Boys, Volume 3 is a VG, $9.99. Jeff Bergman, you were third on The Who. Fragile from Yes, VG copy, $9.99. Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, VG Plus, $7.99. The Best of Arlo Guthrie is a VG copy, $9.99. Genesis, Abacab. I think this is actually from the radio station. Excellent, $17.99 for Genesis Abacab Pablo bundle. Pablo Cruz is hotter than ever right now. Harry Nilsson, Schmilson, VG copy, $9.99. Has some cover damage up here. Looks like something chipped it off. Moondog Matinee, the band. Another band, VG Plus, $19.99. Duran Duran, check condition on the vinyl. VG Plus, $19.99. Has some cover staining. The vinyl, not bad though. VG Plus, Duran Duran, self-titled. VG Plus, $19.99. AC/DC, For Those About to Rock. Excuse me. Whoa, that's Back in Black. Back in Black is VG, $14.99. How did I mess that up? Ted Nugent, Scream Dream, VG Plus, $9.99. Jackson Browne, Running on Empty, featuring Forrest Gump. Has the booklet with it. Running on Empty. And then a track I never really mentioned on here is it's got the Loadout and Stay, which Stay features a rare vocal performance by David Lindley. I always thought that was a woman. Very high-pitched voice. Sherry Darnell, Hotter Than Porter. Porter Wagner's hot too. His records, we can't seem to keep them in stock. Sherry Darnell on The Band. Bill Fratsky on AC/DC. Nehemiah, we've already sold it. And Sean George takes Duran Duran. Sean George, I've got you down for Duran Duran. Susie, you were third technically on AC/DC. Speaking of Jackson Browne, here's his first album, self-titled. First self-titled album by Jackson Browne, VG Plus. So we got 2 good Jackson. This one has Dr. My Eyes on it. And Jackson Browne Holdout. Excellent, $12.99. The Best of Uriah Heep, $19.99. I don't think this is check condition. It's not. Maybe Excellent, but the cover has some writing. Just FYI, The Best of Uriah Heep. Chris Ferrara, let me know which Jackson Browne you want. Running on Empty, self-titled, or Holdout. Your pick. Chris wants Running on Empty. Sold to Chris Ferrara. Is Sean George a first-time buyer, or he is? Sean George, if you're a first-time buyer with us, thank you. Welcome to CollectCo Live. I'm going to take a drink of water right quick, but please message our page, Sean George. We do all of our invoicing through Facebook Messenger, but we need your address and your email address. Please send us a message with that information. And this is our last show of the week, and we send out invoices on Monday. Sometimes, if we have a lot, which this week we've sold quite a bit as usual, sometimes it's late Monday before you actually get it, but you will get one on Monday. Alan Jonathan on Uriah Heep. sold to Alan Jonathan. Excuse me while I take a drink of water. Yeah, and sorry, the microphone's right next to my mouth and throat, so. Seth says I sound like a cow when I'm drinking something, so. I apologize in advance. All right. I think I'm refreshed. Like I said, y'all know how it is after you eat pizza. You're just extremely thirsty. Whew. Yeah, it's like, plus the store is really hot. One of our air conditioning units in the back is out. My mom turned off the one up front, so it's been like a sauna in here. And I haven't been here that long. Okay, Bob Seger Against the Wind. Bob Seger Against the Wind is a VG copy, $12.99. Against the Wind. Eagles, Their Greatest Hits. This one's not bad. It's excellent. So when we say excellent, it's just a couple of superficials. I see them right there. Just not. It's going to be an unpleasant mark, but you probably won't be able to hear it. That's not a really loud album, but you shouldn't be able to hear that. $32.99. Chad was running on empty. I still am. I'm about to finish off the water. Bob Seger, sold to Robert Johnson. Thank you. And Bachman Turner Overdrive, Not Fragile, VG Plus, $9.99. And Ted Nugent, State of Shock. There's no condition note on this one, but it's probably, let's take a look at it. Ted Nugent, I'm going to call that VG Plus. Has a lot of sleeve scuffs on it. That was tough to say. Sleeve scuffs. Susie Breedlove on Bob. Bob Seger's already sold Susie. Wayne Heat on BTO, Not Fragile. That's sold to Wayne Heat. And we've got Steve Perry from Journey, Street Talk. A lot of people ask about this one. It's a VG copy, original inner sleeve, $9.99. Steve Perry, Street Talk. Styx, Paradise Theater, VG Plus, $14.99. Styx, Paradise Theater. Is it etched? It is. Can y'all see that? Almost all of them are etched, but still very cool. Styx, Paradise Theater, that's a VG Plus, $14.99. Doug White on Steve Perry, sold to Doug White. Next is Jimmy Rushing, Sent for You Yesterday on Bluesway, VG Plus, $14.99. White label promo. This is from the radio station. A lot of those are promo copies. Jimmy Rushing. Nate Johnson on Ted Nugent. Deborah Devaney was first on Styx. Styx to Deborah Devaney. Erica Johnson, you were second. Jeff Bergman was third. Jimmy Rushing. And Harold Alexandra, Are You Ready? Is a VG Plus, $14.99. Harold Alexandra, that's on the Flying Dutchman label. White label promo, VG Plus, $14.99. So, as I said, we got some records now on Discogs for sale. About 20 or 30. Stuff that goes out of print on new vinyl that we're well overstocked on. And stuff, really high-end OG stuff, especially jazz, funk, and blues. So we sold a jazz album on there last week on the Flying Dutchman label. One of the more expensive albums we sold in a while, $375. It was Horace Tapscott. We found it from the radio station purchase, so didn't know what we had until we looked it up. You never know about these jazz albums. Alan Jonathan on Are You Ready? Alan Jonathan. And then Tim Holloway, You Were Second on Steve Perry, Street Talk. This is another radio station. This is Your Mind is on Vacation by Somebody Allison. Mose Allison, Your Mind is on Vacation. VG copy, $9.99. The radio station, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, the radio station was a jazz blues radio station. Now they're folk or Americana. It's a Roots Radio out of MTSU. Y'all are probably familiar with it. But originally, for a long time, they were a jazz radio station, and that's where all these albums came from. Eddie Lockjaw Davis. Eddie Lockjaw Davis is excellent, $9.99. $9.99. Larry Coryell. Larry Coryell, European Impressions. Another promo copy. Excellent, $12.99. Coco Taylor, Queen of the Blues, Coco Taylor. On Alligator Records is VG Plus $9.99. Alan Jonathan on Ed. Eddie Lockjaw Davis sold to Alan Jonathan. And we've got the Modern Jazz Quartet, Volume 1 European Concert. Early Atlantic label. That's VG Plus, $14.99. Young Man Blues. I'm familiar with that. The Who Did It live at Leeds. Yep. They also did it at the Isle of Wight Festival. That's the one I've heard. Wes Montgomery, Down Here on the Ground. Wes Montgomery is a VG Plus $9.99. Wayne Heat wants Coco Taylor. Sold to Wayne Heat. And Lips Inc. Pucker Up. Lips Inc. is a VG Plus $9.99. Lips Inc. VG Plus $9.99 on Casablanca. Casablanca. Okay, we're going to do, I was going to make a post, but it's better to see who's actually listening right now than see who will actually do it. But every once in a while we do a thing where, and a lot of y'all already have, but if you have ever left us a positive review on Google or our Facebook page, if you already have, then you're probably not eligible for this. But if you're a recent buyer and you've never left us a positive review on Google, preferably Google, and then a positive review or recommendation, I think is what Facebook will give you free shipping. And the only way on your next order, on this week's order. So make sure if you do it on Google, Facebook, send us a screenshot. You have to send us a screenshot in Messenger. Otherwise, we won't know you've ever done it. But 5-star, obviously, leave us a 5-star review. Don't go leave a 1-star review. 5-star review, Google, or a 5-star recommendation on Facebook. Screenshot it, send it to our page, Messenger. We'll give you free shipping on this week's order. Wes Montgomery sold to Gary Hackett. And David Johnson, the Modern Jazz Quartet, was a VG Plus $19.99. Modern Jazz Quartet, VG Plus $19.99. Early Atlantic record. So, there you go. There's a good way. Basically, I'm giving you $7 if y'all go leave us a positive review. Now, the best way to do it is go do it this week on Facebook or YouTube, and then when I open up the promotion again, or do it on Facebook or Google, and then I'll do it again in a month or two, and you can that way you can leave a review somewhere else for the next time we do it. You can do it for local people too. Last time I did some kind of promotion. I forgot exactly the way I worded that for local people. How did I do that? Do you remember, Tanner? I can't remember. I don't know. I don't remember either. Michael, let me think on that. I'll come up with something. Alan Jonathan on LC. What was LC? Alan Jonathan. Was that Lips? Larry Coryell, maybe? European Impressions. So Lips Inc., Modern Jazz Quartet. Just remind me, Michael, I'll figure out a way to do something for local people. Mose Allison, Jimmy Rushin, Eagles, Jackson Brown, Ted Nugent, Harry Nilsson, Genesis, Arlo Guthrie, Gary Puckett, Yes, Beach Boys, and Stage Fright. Those are all still available. Check Condition Records. Some good titles in there, though. Band. Who was those first ones? Who was that second one? Yes is in there. I guess y'all don't like Yes as much as I do. I'm like big Yes guy. Alan Jonathan on Larry Coryell. Okay, I got it. And the condition of self-titled Jackson Brown. It was a VG Plus. Jackson. Oh, Genesis is in here too. And the Eagles. Yeah, lots of good stuff. What happened to Jackson? Jackson Brown is a VG Plus. It's only $9.99. I think that's the, I'm not going to say it. I think that's the OG label, but I don't like saying it is unless I know for sure. Let's see here. Okay. Let's go through what? Let's go through. Here's that crazy bin over here of lots of really, really good stuff in it. While Seth is getting us another half-off bin. Right, Seth? Okay. That has Dr. My Eyes. Yes, it does, Michael. You like Tomato too. I don't like Tomato too much. So let's go through another bin of new vinyl while Seth's bringing us a half-off bin. Any Japanese? Yes, I need to pull. I don't think I've got much left though, Sean. But I will go through what I can. Let me see what's in this bin right here. Yeah, here's some good, refreshing new vinyl you may not seen before. And Seth's bringing another half-off bin. Michael Church takes Jackson Brown. See if we have any, just stack it on top, or right there is fine. See if we have any Japanese vinyl left in our high-end bin. Anything at all. Also, I know what I can auction off. I've got some new stuff right there. That where that David Bowie box set is, that Alan Parsons box, all that is priced from last night. I can show it. So, okay, let's recap a couple things here. King Crimson, this is a 200-gram Robert Fripp remastered gatefold. Amazing. $27.99. Wake of Poseidon. Pink Floyd, Delicate Sound of Thunder box set. $74.99. We've also got Pulse still in stock. We have Pink Floyd Animals, the US remaster. Amazing. This actually has bass to it, something that it's hard to find on that album. Toy Matinee, 3 copies left, and then they're gone. Limited and numbered from Music on Vinyl. This is number 761. There was 1,000 pressed. Blue vinyl, $39.99. Seth is pulling any Japanese pressings we have, which I don't think there's many, or anything that we probably should auction off. And then I've got some new stuff that I priced last night that's new vinyl. And we got a really cool Alan Parsons box set. It's an old one. It's an original that I never knew was manufactured. Mark Lanigan, Houston, Publishing Demos 2002. That is $24.99. I've got 2 of those Mark Lanigans left. The Buzz Cox is $27.99. And Europe Out of This World. Europe Out of This World is $44.99. Towns Van Zandt, live at the Old Quarter, Houston, Texas. Last copy, $28.99. The Dune soundtrack, Toto and Brian Eno. Dune soundtrack is $42.99. We have Red Hot Chili Peppers, one of the last ones we have on the orange vinyl. That is $49.99. And there's the deluxe edition. So this is the gatefold. It's a better cover, and it has a poster. $49.99. So you can have orange vinyl, or you can have black vinyl with poster and gatefold. Sabotage is $37.99. Power of the Night. Testament is $41.99. Testament, $41.99. Rocket from the Crypt. Group Sounds, $28.99. And then we have Hot Rocks. That's the black vinyl reissue of Hot Rocks, $33.99. Josh Huddleston wants TVZ, Towns Van Zandt, Josh Huddleston. It's gone. I think that was a title they discontinued. All That Remains, Craft Pressing, and Dirty Rock. I've pulled out 2. I guess that's, okay, yeah. So I've got 2 copies of that. Last copy of DRI, $28.99, and All That Remains is $28.99. The Fall of Ideals. I've got 1 copy left of Judas Priest, Killing Machine, $26.99. And then I've got 3 or 4 of these. I don't think I've sold one yet. I was disappointed in this one. Cream, live at the Forum. Cream at their, well, it's at their end, but they were still good. Blue vinyl, $47.99. Not saying they were ever bad, but, you know, it's not the 2005 concert. I bought a bunch of those, the 2005 concert, and they didn't sell too well. That's actually from '68. Sabotage, sold to Wayne Heat. Sabotage, sold to Wayne Heat. Next, more Cream, and then we got Music on Vinyl, Cinderella, Long Cold Winter, $39.99. I only have 2 of those. I used to have a bunch of them. The Holiday Album, Whitney Houston Christmas Album, $26.99. AC/DC, Who Made Who, those are $49.99. Those are UK imports. Paul Rodgers, Cut Loose, Paul Rodgers solo album, that's on colored vinyl. And then my last copy, I believe, of David Bowie Unplugged. Those are $27.99. Robert Johnson wants a Long Cold Winter. Cinderella. You can always count on Cinderella to sell. Okay, here's the Alan Parsons box set I was talking about. Sherry Darnell wants a Stones Hot Rocks. So to Sherry Darnell. So this is the Alan Parsons project. It's called The Best Project. It's a box set. The box is in really good condition. It has, is it 3 discs? Yeah, 3 discs total. It's 3 albums. The Best of the Alan Parsons Project, Vulture Culture, and Ed, what was the third one? Ammonia Avenue. I got it. Ammonia Avenue. So it's a 3-disc Alan Parsons box set. This is, I think, Holland. Portugal. Portugal. That's what Discogs told us. The discs, though, are flawless. Portugal 3LP, Alan Parsons Project, Ammonia Avenue, Vulture Culture, and then The Best of, which I wouldn't want to be like you, Eye in the Sky, Games People Play, Time. Let's see, I'm thinking a $25 start. Alan Parsons Project 3LP box set, The Best Project, $25 start. Toy Matinee, Mick, I have 2 copies. I've got 3 copies left. Music on vinyl, $39.99, blue vinyl. David Johnson's at $25 on the Alan Parsons Project. That's a fantastic starting price for what you're getting there, especially something I've never seen before on somebody as popular as the Alan Parsons Project. All right. What kind of bin do we got here? All righty. This one's all over the place. So we'll just see what's going on here. Half off. Half off stuff. More half off records. Let's do it. I've got David Howard right now, high bid. Mick, if you want a Toy Matinee, I would love to see one. Just let me know. Lots of Davids. David Johnson, David Howard, David Bosworth, and Richard Davis. Yeah, Davis, David, Davis, and David. Ray Bryant combo, Madison Time. Half off price is $12.49. Half off price is $12.49. Columbia 6i, Ray Bryant combo. Shadow Hands, formerly Anthrax, not the thrash group. This is psych prog rock. Half off price is $12.49. Show of Hands. I think I said Shadow Hands earlier. Show of Hands. George Harrison, 33 1/3. VG Plus, $12.99. VG Plus, $12.99, and then half off of that. So $6.49. $6.49 on George Harrison, 33 1/3. VG Plus on the vinyl. Dan Seals, Rebel Heart, half off is $6.49. A Session with Gary Lewis and the Playboys, VG Plus, $6.49. Nate Johnson, first to George Harrison. Tawana Bennett was second. I've got Mike Cochran. We've got a Mike bid now. Mike's at $45 on the Alan Parsons Project. Dan Seals. Tillman Smoot said, I'll take Bowie Unplugged. You've got it. Tillman Smoot on Bowie Unplugged. Tillman, are you still over in the United Kingdom? I think we've got watchers in Canada, the UK, Texas, California, Florida, all corners of the globe. Tillman, I've got you for David Bowie. Just got back on. Did you get pre-order? No. Slipknot, they didn't ship them. I think I was told they was getting out record store day stuff, and that one got pushed back. Not the release date, just the shipping time. They should be in next week, though. Nehemiah on Gary Lewis. Nehemiah Johnson on Gary Lewis. And Sean Crupper on NJ. NJ was what? Was that something I've already sold? I'm not for sure. Mike Cochran's at 47 on Alan Parsons. Nehemiah said put it on Erica Johnson. And Susie Breedlove on Harrison. I've already sold the George Harrison. Okay. Sean, let me know what NJ was. Maybe he's saying where he's watching from. New Jersey. Leo Sayer, Just a Boy, $6.49. Leo Sayer, Just a Boy, $6.49. Tom Jones is $6.49. So all these were priced $12.99. Then they're half off of that until we get to a different price category. The Four Tops, Changing Times. This is a UK pressing on Tamla Motown. Cool label. $6.49 for the Four Tops. The Beatle Beat, the original Liverpool sound. That is $6.49. The Rascals C, $6.49. Larry Raspberry. Let me move this camera a little closer. I feel like I'm too far away. Larry Raspberry and the High Steppers, No Accident, $6.49. Tawana is in on the Four Tops. Richard Davis on the Beatle Beat. Alan Parsons. High bid on Alan Parsons is Mike Cochran at $47. If you're just getting on, Alan Parsons Project, the best project, 3 LP box set, has Alan Parsons' greatest hits, Vulture Culture, and Ammonia Avenue. This is high bid with Mike Cochran, $47. Portugal, Near Men on the vinyl. That was from the Dallas collection. Very well taken care of stuff. The Rascals, where we got next? Real McCoy, Sleeping with an Angel. Oh boy. The Real McCoy, that's $6.49. That's a 12-inch single. Rick Springfield, Tao, something like that. $6.49. Seasons Change, Please Don't Leave. $6.49 for that. David Rostamo, Culture Vulture, Dead Poets. That is $6.49. And Homer and Jethro, Sing Tenderly and Other Great Love Ballads. That is $6.49. Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, Hard Traveling, $6.49. Willie Nelson, Me and Paul. Willie is $6.49. Willie Nelson, Without a Song, $6.49. Danny Davis, we've hit a Willie pay streak. $6.49, Danny Davis and Willie Nelson. Let's Be Friends, Elvis Presley. This is import. This is a somewhere. Where? This is a green label. Where was this made at? UK. It's hard to say. That's from England, UK. Okay, Tommy Green on the Rick Springfield. Back a couple, but it's right here, Tommy Green on that. Sherry Darnell on RM. Was that Real McCoy? Sherry Darnell. John Barry on Homer and Jethro. Next is Lisa Montgomery on Scruggs. Nehemiah wants WN without. Willie Nelson, Without a Song. Nehemiah Johnson. Tawana Bennett on Elvis. All right. So Tommy Green got Rick Springfield. Sherry Darnell got Real McCoy. John Barry, Homer and Jethro. Lisa Montgomery, Flatt and Scruggs. Nehemiah got Willie Nelson. Tawana got Elvis. And as always, Nehemiah said just put those on Erica Johnson. Tanner's got it. Elvis, Something for Everybody. $6.49. This one's in shrink wrap. Black RCA label. Elvis in shrink wrap. $6.49. Dave Mason, Alone Together. No, it's not marbled vinyl, but it's the gatefold flip cover. That is $6.49. Rick Wakeman's The Six Wives of Henry VIII. Rick Wakeman is $6.49. Ricky Skaggs, Waiting for the Sun to Shine. VG Plus, $6.49. Another Ricky Skaggs. That one's Love's Gonna Get You. T.G. Shepherd, 3/4 Lonely. That is $6.49. And Porter Wagner in person, recorded live. There's a Porter. Uh-oh. I wonder if Brandon's watching. Tawana Bennett on Elvis. Tawana, I'm going to give you that one right there. Wait a minute. That is Sue Massey. Tawana got the other one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's Sue Massey on that Elvis. Sweethearts of the Rodeo, $6.49. John Barry takes Porter Wagner live in person. That's sold to John Barry. Next is Joe Stampley, Red Wine and Blue Memories is $6.49. The Fifth Dimension's Greatest Hits is $6.49. Jimmy Clark on Elvis. That's already sold. Good Night Tonight, Wings, 12-inch single. We had a sealed one last night. And actually, guys, this one starts a new price. These are all $16.99 and then half off of that. So these are $8.49. Yes, these are $8.49. Good Night Tonight, Wings, 12-inch single. So starting with this one and the rest of the bin, these will be $8.49 as the half off price. Back to the Egg, Paul McCartney and Wings, $6.49. Red Rose Speedway, I'm going to go ahead and show it because somebody's going to ask, a.k.a. John Young. It's not the other label. This is a VG Plus. Okay, Brad Bolin on Fifth Dimension. That one was actually $649. So that was the last one that was $649. So Brad Bolin. Mark Chesler, I seen your test comment up above Brad Bolin. Tawana wants Back to the Egg. Paul McCartney. Back to the Egg. So did Tawana. And not the real one. Yeah, not the one you're looking for. Squeeze. Kasi Fan Tutti Frutti. $849 on Squeeze. The Osborne Brothers and Red Allen. That's one Osborne Brothers I don't see as often as I do the other ones. It's on Rounder Records. $849. Voices in Bluegrass, the Osborne Brothers. $849. Richard Davis, I've got you for Squeeze. Village People, Live and Sleazy with Hop Sticker. YMCA in the Navy. Macho Man. $849. Wayne Carr, First to Osborne Brothers. Wayne, you can have Voices or with Red Allen, or both. Your pick. Let's do a final timer on the, let's do a 60-second timer on the Alan Parsons Project box set. Mike Cochran was at $47. It's been 21 hours since we used this. Mike Cochran, you're at $47. Let's do 2 minutes because it's been a while. That's on the Alan Parsons Project box set. Mike Cochran's at $47. Final call, 3 LP box set. Okay. Jeff McMaster was next on the, he put Almond. I'll have to figure out what that was. Sue Massey for sure was first to the Village People. And then Carlene was next, then Walt. Wayne Carr wants Red Allen, the Red Allen one. That's sold to Wayne Carr. Jeff McMasters, I have you down for All Man. I'm not for sure what that was, unless you meant Osborne Brothers instead of Allman and your thumbs went a different direction. Anyway, we'll keep going. Blue Ribbon Country, 2 records, 20 songs. I see Merle. I see Bobby Gentry, Buck Owens, Tex Ritter, Charlie Leuven. That is $849. That was a mistake. Okay. Boz Scaggs, Silk Degrees. You can count on Boz being in the half-off bin. $849. Omar and the Howlers, Wall of Pride. That's $849. London Town, Paul McCartney. That is, these are actually half off, $17.99. So those would be $7.99, right? Yeah. No, those would be $8.99. Yes, $8.99. London Town, these are now $8.99. Sue Massey on Omar. Here's the formula for half off. Add a penny, take off, wait a second. Add a penny, divide by 2, and then subtract a penny. Right, Tanner? Aquafina. Okay, Erica Johnson, Paul McCartney. London Town, sold to Erica Johnson. Next is Feelings of Tamar Rosenfeld. This is sealed. Half off of $18.99. Add a penny, 19. Half off of that, minus a penny. Back to the Egg, $22.99. We're getting some complicated ones. Half off of $22.99. We're going to have to tell John to stop wings. Well, it's only problematic when we're doing half off, and my brain just starts going, what? So this is, or you could do half off of this number and then half off of that number. So that would be $11.49. That's a nice copy of Wildlife. I think it's UK. Yeah, this is a UK copy. Okay, Lisa Montgomery wants the Osborne Brothers. And I think we're caught up. All right, let's do a Paul McCartney bundle. All right? 1, 2, 3. And I skipped over the 12-inch single. So let's do these for 8 apiece. 1, 2, 3. That's 24. We'll make this 12-inch single 24. We'll say $29.99 for those 4 Paul McCartney. That's a 12-inch single. Good night tonight. Wildlife, Back to the Egg, Red Rose Speedway. Let's make it. These are actually, hold on a second. These are, yeah, 11, yeah. Paul McCartney bundle. What else is in here? Let's see here. There's not enough Willies to do a bundle. Erica Johnson on the Paul McCartney bundle. That was $29.99 for those 4, Tanner. All right, we've got Leo Sayer, The Rascals, Rick Wakeman, Dave Mason, Boz Scaggs. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 albums for $14.99. 5 albums for $14.99. I don't know what y'all want to call that one. It's a pop rock bundle. Leo Sayer, The Rascals, Rick Wakeman, Dave Mason, and Boz Scaggs. Those 5 for $14.99. Sue Massey says she'll take the mixed bundle. That's the easiest way to do it. Mark, I'm sorry, I just sold it. I think we have some more of those, though, in the Rick Wakeman section in the back. We'll have to go check. Do we have another Rick Wakeman back there, possibly? Country bundle. Country bundle. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 country albums, $14.99. That's the 2 LP compilation. Sweethearts of the Rodeo, T.G. Shepherd, Ricky Skaggs, and Dan Seals. $3 a piece. Country bundle. Sold to Lisa C. Lisa C. on the country bundle. Let's go ahead and sell Alan Parsons Project. That is to Mike Cochran for $47. Mike Cochran on the Alan Parsons Project sold to Mike Cochran. Lisa C. got the country bundle. Can we do that again? There's Joe Stampley. Ricky Skaggs. We're going to call this one the Willie bundle. There's 2 Willie albums and then 3 other country albums. So first one to comment, Willie. Another 5 country albums. 2 of them are Willie, 1 with Danny Davis. Willie, $14.99. $14.99. Mark Chesler, I will find you a, Christopher Darnell gets those. I will find you a Rick Wakeman. I know we have it. Here's what's left in this build. The Feelings of Tamar Rosenfield, David Rostamo, Seasons of Change, Larry Raspberry, Tom Jones, Show of Hands, and Ray Brown. We're going to call this a mystery bundle. Everything that's left in there, $19.99. That is like, that's like a musical experiment. There's some stuff in there, I don't know what it sounds like. You probably don't either. For $19.99, you can find out. All right, what is next? What is next? Let me see if I can get, what do y'all want to see? Let me ask you that. What do you want to see? And I can find it. This is the last and current deal on the table. Tom Jones. I think we know what he sounds like. Got some prog. That one was originally priced $24.99. The Show of Hands. And Madison Time was originally shown was $24.99. So we have a request for CDs, half off metal CDs and CDs. I think it's time to bring out the CD box. Seth is. Do we have? Let me see what's in this box of new arrivals here. Do we have any more? I've got a bunch of new jazz arrivals, but like I said, I think I'm going to show those for the time and place. Here's an entire crate of Chet Atkins. Let me show this bin here. There's some pretty interesting looking stuff here. It's in the back. It's still sealed. Is the CD box? No, that is. Those are all been reduced for here in store sale. It's in the back. It is. You'll see it. It's laying on the floor. It's a little box like this. It's taped sealed. Yeah. Okay. We got more new. These are new arrivals. These are new arrivals here. New vintage right here. That's what we're going to focus on first. We may start CDs in part 2. That's usually best. That's usually best if we do CDs in part 2 because I've got to set up a table. I've kind of got to get prepared for them. But okay. These are, we've never shown these before. New vintage arrivals. Ford's Theater or Ford Theater Trilogy for the Masses. $39.99. Trilogy for the Masses. Ford Theater. I don't know what that is. It's $39.99 though. Night Ranger Midnight Madness. $26.99. Night Ranger Midnight Madness. $26.99. That's it, Ed. Thank you. I think we're going to do it in part 2, but still. We might get started here at the end. Crosby and Nash is $19.99. Crosby and Nash is $19.99. John Cougar Mellencamp, Scarecrow, is $19.99. Hall & Oates is, Hall & Oates, Big Bam Boom is $19.99. Journey Escape is $19.99. And that is Lord Nero, I believe, $14.99. Yeah, Lord Nero, Eli, and the 13th Confession. Eddie McKenna on Night Ranger. We have, did I get the Willie bundle? Sue Massey. Did Sue get the Willie bundle? I think so. I'm almost positive you did. Paul Brothers wants a wet leg. Let me figure out what bin of new arrivals that's in. Christopher Darnell? Christopher Darnell got the Willie bundle. Christopher Darnell did. Crosby and Nash, Scarecrow, Hall & Oates, Journey, Don't Stop Believing, Lord Nero, David Lindley, and El Rayo X. David Lindley is $19.99. Mick Lafute takes John Mellencamp. You've got it. Mick Lafute. We do have another wet leg. I'm trying to figure out which bin I put them in. Wow, that's a lot of CDs. Also got some new vinyl I've priced over here. Let me find wet leg right quick. It may be, it's right here. Wet leg, sold to Paul Brothers. I've got one left. Sue Massey takes Journey. I was about to say, that's like Journey's most popular album. Hello, I Must Be Going, Phil Collins, $19.99. Olay ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, $17.99. Yeah, we have to show CDs in part 2 because technically this is titled Live Facebook Sale. If I start Facebook Record Sale, if I start showing CDs, then it's false advertising. Not a sensation, a session. A session with Chet Atkins in shrink wrap, orange label. I think we're getting back into some of our pristine, the Chet Atkins records that was brought in and sold to us. We're getting into a batch of those. So this is a session with Chet Atkins, $9.99. Love Letters, Chet Atkins on Pickwick, the famous Pickwick. Love Letters, $9.99. Let me skip all the other Chet Atkins for right now before it gets very confusing. So let me pull those over here. The Ventures. The Ventures, More Golden Greats. Never seen that one before. The Ventures, More Golden Greats. That is $9.99. Alex Roman wants a session with Chet. Session with Chet. And John Long wants Chet alone. Not so fast. And Love Letters is the other one that's left. The Ventures, Chester and Lester. Chester and Lester is $9.99. Just be ready to claim it here in a minute when I show it randomly, when you're least expecting it. And then Chet Atkins, Nashville Gold. So I got a couple there that, I guess there's way too many in here. We got a few that somebody's going to get dibs on too. I don't like the way this sleeve is going in here. I'm just going to keep it behind the cover. Nashville Gold, $9.99. Ventures tracks. A Taste of Honey, The House of the Rising Sun, More, Good, Bad, and the Ugly, Love is Blue, Classical Gas, Classical Gas, Green Onions, Torquay, Raunchy, Mission Impossible, Grazing in the Grass, and Hawaii Five-0. Golden Greats, Martin Denny, $9.99. Chet Picks on the Pops. Chet Atkins, Boston Pops, Arthur Fiedler. $9.99. Chet Picks on the Pops. Wayne Heat takes Nashville Gold. Chet Atkins sold to Wayne Heat. Alex got the other one that we've sold so far. There's one Chet Atkins album out there y'all need to be aware of. It's Chet and his brother, and it's like a jazz type album. It's extremely rare, like $1,000 plus. I was hoping when I went to the Fred Goodwin collection, I went to his Chet Atkins collection, which is, he had like 2 feet of shelf space of nothing but Chet Atkins records. And I pulled all of them out and I started flipping through them, and he didn't have it. I've never seen one. There's only actually 2 or 3 ever sold on Pop Psych. It's very rare. It's Chet, I forgot what it's called. They're sitting in front of a fireplace, but it's well over $1,000. I think it's technically jazz. I mean, I don't know what you call it. I don't know what genre it is. Okay, Chris Ferrara, if you don't want the Ventures, it is sold. Chris Ferrara, if you don't want the Ventures, it is sold to Jeff McMaster. John Young wants the Fiddler. This one here, that's sold to John Young. Is there a Chet Picks on Pablo? Chet worked with Pablo. No, I'm not aware that he did. He worked with a lot of people, but not Pablo Cruz. Sue, the Journey album earlier was $19.99. Me and Chet, Jerry Reed and Chet Atkins, $9.99. Me and Chet. Chet Atkins, Boston Pops. Boston Pops, Arthur Fiedler. The Pops Goes Country. I've never seen that one before. $9.99. Chet had a lot of releases. Chet Atkins, Finger Pickin' Good. How many more is coming up? Okay, good. Grand Funk. Grand Funk Railroad, Caught in the Act. $24.99. Grand Funk, Caught in the Act. 2 LP, live, Grand Funk. Near mint condition. Near mint condition. Let's see. Chris Ferrara said Jeff can have the Ventures. So the Ventures goes to Jeff McMaster. Next comment is John Young on Country Chet. Country Chet. I guess that was this one here. Wayne Heat was first to Reed and Chet. And then I think this is the one John Young has won. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Pop Goes Country. That's so John Young's, and Wayne gets Reed and Chet. Tawana wants Grand Funk Railroad. Air Supply, the one that you love. Air Supply is $9.99. Moody Blues, The Seventh Sojourn, $19.99. The Moody Blues, A Question of Balance, $19.99. Aretha Franklin, Jump to It, $14.99. Is this an album or a single? That's an album. Aretha Franklin, Jump to It, $14.99. Hotel is $14.99. Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes, $14.99. David Sanborn, Hideaway, $9.99. Simply Red, Money Too Tight to Mention, Simply Red, $14.99. Marco V on Air Supply. Marco V on Air Supply. Admin by Tia, The Interstellar Suite, $14.99. All right, now the other two Chad Atkins, Me and My Guitar and Alone. Me and My Guitar and Alone, Chad Atkins, $9.99. Brad Bolin on Simply Red. Brad Bolin on Simply Red. John Young is Chet Atkins Alone. This must be a good one. I think a lot of these we just priced. I bet that one's tough to find. One, I've never seen it. Brad Bolin got Simply Red. John Young wants Chet Atkins Alone. Me and My Guitar is the other one. It's in shrink wrap. Gino Scoio, Face to Face, $9.99. Ted Nugent, Cat Scratch Fever, $14.99. Which SS Johnny that? Southside Johnny was called I Don't Want to Go Home. I Don't Want to Go Home. Jimmy Messina, Oasis, $9.99. Delbert McClinton, Love, what's that say? Love Rustler? Love Rustler. Delbert McClinton, $14.99. Chicago is $19.99. Chicago, $19.99. The Hollywood Stars is $14.99. Loggins and Messina, $9.99. Rupert Holmes, She Let Her Hair Down. Rupert Holmes, $9.99. Lolita is $9.99. Joan Baez, Blessed Star, is $12.99. Niles Lofgren, I Came to Dance, $12.99. Billy Preston, That's the Way God Planned It. What label is this on? It's on Apple. Dang it, I don't think I have this one. $34.99. Billy Preston. Has some, I think this is from the radio station. Best cut, has some writing on it. Punch hole, stickers, it's creased. Y'all don't want that one. Do not want to buy that one. Let's see here. Mascella, Hugh, I'm Not Afraid. That is $9.99. A Drop of Water, Kiko Mastui, $9.99. And Billy Preston again, but y'all don't want to buy that one. That is something you do not want to buy, okay? Here's what's left in this bin. New vintage arrivals. Ford Theater, Crosby and Nash, Hall & Oates, Laura Nero, David Lindley, Phil Collins, ELO, Chet Atkins, Martin Denny, Chet Atkins, Moody Blues, Aretha Franklin, Hotel, Southside Johnny, sold to Jeff McMaster, David Sanborn, the Amen Bajita, Chet Atkins, Gino Socchio, something like that, Ted Nugent, Jimmy Messina, Delbert McClinton, Chicago, Hollywood Stars, Loggins and Messina, Rupert Holmes, Lolita, Joan Baez, Niles Lofgren, Mascella, Drop of Water, Nico Matusi, and that guy. Chris Ferrara wants David Sanborn. Do y'all ever get Stephen King's soundtrack or Laserdisc? Not often. We do get Laserdisc. They're always in collections. Chris Ferrara wants David Sanborn. Was that in that bin? Seth, we're ready for another half-off bin.
That was it, I think.
That was it?
I got a hand-picked bin.
Hand-picked bin. Tanner's got us a hand-picked. Is this like new arrivals? I can't believe it hadn't sold type stuff?
Kinda, yeah.
This is a I can't believe it hadn't sold bin. From Tanner. Uh-oh, you're on the spot, Tanner. Let's see what kind of... Okay, let me find David Sanborn. And Aaron Garter wants Gino. Let me find that. Aaron Garter, Gino. I remember Gino. Gino Scocchio. Was there? Yeah, David Sanborn. David Sanborn. And oh, Gino for Aaron. Okay, this is one of those, I can't believe it hadn't sold type bins.
Except for like the first 5.
Except for the first 5 because they were just randomly put in here. But finding Japanese. No, but I do have some. We didn't have any in the high-end bin, did we? No?
Well, I thought I probably would.
Let me see what Seth's got. Let me see what we got here. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. I think I'm down to just a couple Japanese pressings until my shipment comes in direct from Japan next week, which is supposed to be 7-day shipping. I paid $240 to have stuff here in 1 week. So, yeah, it's very expensive. You guessed it, a Beatles album, and you know what we're going to do, a $45 start. This is actually Please Please Me. The Beatles Please Please Me, Japanese pressing, $45 start. It's amazing the quality of this stuff. $45, the Beatles Please Please Me, Japanese pressing. $45 start. That is technically the Beatles' first album. Of course, this is definitely a reissue. Definitely not a, 63, even 64. This was probably pressed in the 70s. Very nice Japanese pressing. That is a $45 start. Pristine copy, though. Cover, a little bit of damage down here to the obi. And the cover is, kind of like a flip. And then we have the Monkees Golden Album, Japanese pressing. I will start this at $20. I'm going to say this is a VG Plus on this one. This isn't a pristine top copy. But it's the Monkees Golden Album, which has a lot of hits. Sides on track 1 is Theme from the Monkees, Last Train to Clarksville, Take a Giant Step, I'm Not Your Stepping Stone, Saturday's Child, She, I'm a Believer. That's like my favorite songs on one side. The Monkees Golden Album, and that is another Japanese pressing, $25 start on that. This has a detached obi. There's the original insert, though. This is an older Japanese pressing for sure. Very cool, though. The Monkees. So the obi's detached. So the obi is detached. The cover's about a VG Plus, and the vinyl's about a VG Plus. So not a pristine copy. If it was, I probably wouldn't be selling it. So, all right, we got bids on both of them. John's at $45 on the Beatles. Deborah's at $20. Tommy's at $25. Deborah's at $30 on the Monkees. That's some of the last 2 Japanese pressings we have on hand. Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster, $29.99. Now, this is a really good band here of stuff. The Allman Brothers Band, Reach for the Sky, $19.99, the Allman Brothers. Even More Death and Horror, BBC Sound Effects, $27. Even More Death and Horror, BBC Sound Effects, number 27. $19.99. So, the Beatles is at $45 with John. The Monkees is at $30 with Deborah. Deborah was in first at $30. Eddie McKenna, first on Molly Hatchet. Sold to Eddie McKenna. There's almost said a frog. There's a cat at our door. I said frog because the next album is Feargal Sharkey. Feargal Sharkey, $19.99. Feargal Sharkey, $19.99. This feels like it's Japanese. Where's this from? $19.99. I don't know. Don't say. That's strange. Don't feel like a U.S. pressing, though. Virgin Records. The Memphis Horns. High on Music. The Memphis Horns, High on Music. That is also $19.99. Point Blank, second season, in shrink wrap, $14.99. And Dan Fogelberg Souvenirs, $9.99. Tara Bell wants the Allman Brothers. Sold to Tara Bell. That's Reach for the Sky. Tara Bell. Next is Netherlands, Dan Fogelberg, $9.99 for Dan. And Harry Chapman, Heads and Tails, $9.99. Waylon Jennings this time, $64.99. Orange Label OG on Waylon, $64.99 on Waylon Jennings. Tommy Green on Point Blank. And let's recap our auctions. I've got Deborah is at 30 on the Monkeys. Never mind. David Johnson's back in at 31. It's a VG Plus on the vinyl. It's got it's a torn Obi and a VG Plus cover. The Beatles, we're going to go ahead and put this on a timer. We've only had one bid. That was John Sheehan. Apple pressing, Japanese reissue. And that's a 2-minute warning. John Sheehan, you have the Beatles right now at a steal, in my opinion, at $45. I just hope that everybody's awake. Hope everybody's not napping on this Friday evening. You're going to miss out on some deals. Deborah's back in at 33. Waylon, we have Dan Fogelberg, Harry Chapman. Waylon is sealed. It's only rock and roll. It's $44.99. Sealed Waylon. It's only rock and roll. Wow, were y'all watching last night? We gave some heck of some deals on some Waylon and Willie albums. Merle Haggard and the Strangers, 11 winners. It's also sealed, $29.99. The Byrds, Untitled. This is a nice looking copy. The Byrds, $24.99. I mean, it is like minty. 2 LP. Wow. The Byrds, $24.99. Eric Clapton, No Reason to Cry. Another pristine looking record, $34.99. Original inner sleeve. This one has one of my favorite songs, Hello Old Friend. Wow. This is some very nice. It's Saturday. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Hope everybody's not napping on this Saturday evening. David Johnson, 46 on the Beatles. Did you come in on time? You did. So John Sheehan, you're back out on the Beatles, and they're still bidding on the Monkeys. So I'm just going to wait for somebody to say out, because no one has said out on anything yet. Chad Bennett gets the Byrds. Sold to Chad Bennett. David Johnson's at 46, and then Eric Clapton, No Reason to Cry. Top copy, $34.99. Can you show the Memphis Horns again? I can. Memphis Horns is High on Music, $19.99. I think it was that tan RCA label they only used for a few years, or a couple years, I think. There's a couple Bowie albums, if it's on that label, it's kind of tough to find. It was made right in that era. Eric Clapton's Rainbow Concert. Pete Townsend's also on here. Rick Gretsch, Ronnie Wood. Another pristine copy. Gatefold pressing. I want to make sure y'all see these. Very cool stuff here. Clapton's Rainbow Concert. $34.99. Chris Ferrara says he'll take the Memphis Horns. So, Deborah, David, you're out on the Monkeys, and John's back in on the Beatles. David's out on the Monkeys. So, David, it's John's back in on the Beatles at 47. Chris Ferrara wants the Memphis Horns. So, we got Clapton. This is a MoFi pressing of Ian Doggle, Dangerous Ground. Ian Doggle, Dangerous Ground. That is $34.99. Supertramp, Free as a Bird. Supertramp is sealed. $39.99, sealed. Foreigners, Double Vision is not priced. It's usually $19.99. There's the original colored inner sleeve. Yeah, it's nice. $19.99 for Foreigner, Double Vision. All right, let's restart our timer. We've got John Sheehan at 47 on the Beatles, and Deborah's at 35 on the Monkeys. Chad Bennett wants Double Vision. Tanner, it's not priced, but it's $19.99. REO Speedwagon, A Decade of Rock and Roll, 1970 to 1980. 2 LP REO Speedwagon. That is $34.99. $34.99. Waylon and Willie, World War II, $24.99. Waylon and Willie, World War II. Rainbow, Difficult to Cure, that is $26.99. Historia della Musica Rock, David Bowie, $34.99. David Bowie. Wow, that's not only pristine condition, but I like. One day I'm going to make a life goal to collect all those. There's only 300 of them, but that'd be a pretty cool collection to have of all the Historia del Musica Rock. That's the David Bowie one, $34.99. David's back in on the Beatles, 48. John says he's out. So we got 50 seconds left on the Monkees, and I'll reset the timer when that one's done for the Beatles. Big Maceo, Chicago Breakdown is $29.99. And David, speaking of you, I gave you a shout out last night on my YouTube video, actually. I did an unboxing video of a James Bond collection I bought from an auction, and I mentioned your name. I don't know if you got to watch it yet, but you're now famous on YouTube. Bob Dylan, Historical Archives, Volume 1. Bob Dylan, Historical Archives, Volume 1. $34.99. Go. This is a Italian unofficial. Italian unofficial. Neil Young, Comes a Time is $34.99. And Night Ranger, 7 Wishes. Night Ranger, 7 Wishes. That is $26.99. Magic Sam Blues Band, West Side Soul, $34.99. And Willie Nelson, Yesterday's Wine. Willie is $39.99. Yesterday's Wine. I don't see that one too often, actually. David, I would tell you what Monkees album it is, but we already have time up on it. It was the Golden Album. It was an original VG Plus, and that is sold to Deborah Devaney for $35. Now, the Beatles album is on a 1-minute timer. I've got David Johnson at $48. David Johnson at $48. There's the. We'll do a 60-second timer on that. We've had that up for a while. Betrayed, $24.99. White vinyl, hardcore punk. What John put on the back. Betrayed is $24.99. Bruce Springsteen, The River, is $29.99. Johnny Winter, Still Alive and Well, UK Press on Johnny Winter, $24.99. Original inner sleeve. Robbie Robertson is $29.99. Robbie Robertson was in the band. Light sleeve scuffs on that one, $29.99. Kevin Taves Wants Betrayed, and so does Michael Massey. Kevin Taves was first to it. Bruce Springsteen, Johnny Winter, Robbie Robertson, The Greatest Hits of the Outlaws. Outlaws' Greatest Hits, $19.99. And the Beatles is sold in 2, 1, sold to David Johnson, $48. Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, Rocky and Elsewhere, $39.99. Rocky and Elsewhere. Frank Zappa, $39.99. Planet Waves, Bob Dylan. Dylan is $34.99. Mick Jagger, Primitive Cool, $24.99. The Rolling Stones, Dirty Work, is $24.99. The Jackson's Victory picture disc, $34.99. Jackson's Victory picture disc, $34.99. George Strait, number 7. George is $49.99. Porter Wagner, I'll Keep on Loving You. Porter is sealed, $34.99. The Best of Porter and Dolly is $29.99. Country Music, Waylon Jennings is sealed, $49.99. Arthur Blythe, Metamorphosis, $34.99. ZZ Top Fandango is $34.99. Night Ranger, Dawn Patrol, $26.99. Yes, 90125. Yes, 90125 is inner sleeve. Nice copy. That is $19.99. Heart, self-titled, $19.99. And Bob Dylan at Budokan, $39.99. Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster, is $34.99. Hank Williams Jr., Rowdy, $24.99. Hank Williams Jr., Rowdy, $24.99. Jeff Bergman says he'll take the Yes, 90125. Sold to Jeff Bergman. All righty. Here's some new vinyl I just priced. This is from the Dallas collection. There's some really cool and out-of-print stuff in here. First is David Bowie, the Islar Tour, 1978, Tokyo, $36.99 on Parachute Records. $36.99, 2 LP, live David Bowie. And this is part 2. Yeah, part 2. $36.99. The Cure is only $26.99. I think this is a double picture disc. The Cure, Wild Mood Swings, 25th anniversary. This is a Record Store Day exclusive from last year. The Cure is only $26.99. Venom. We had a Venom album last night. Venom, brand new studio album, double vinyl. This was originally a Record Store Day from the very depths. Venom is $29.99. Yvette was first to The Cure. Yvette was first to The Cure. Sherry Darnell was second. And then Chris Farrar wants Molly Hatchet. Molly Hatchet. Where was Molly at? Was that up here? Right here. Chris Farrar on Molly Hatchet. So Yvette got The Cure. Sherry was next. Chris got Molly Hatchet. Chuck Wilson, you were third on The Cure. And then Venom is $29.99. Red vinyl, 2 LP. The Best of the Old Crow Medicine Show. This is new and sealed. The Cure was sealed. Venom was sealed, and so was David Bowie. And I hope Walt Cruz is watching. I think this is the David Bowie reality tour book, or excuse me, David Bowie a reality tour box set. It's $149.99. It's pressed at RTI. So I think Walt Cruz wanted me to order this for him. It's out of print. Of course, this came in on the Dallas collection. If no one buys it, I need to really get with him and see if he wants it. But this is an out of print David Bowie title. Reality tour box set. 1, 2, 3. 3 LP, and I think it has a book, but it's pressed at RTI, and it's out of print. And that's actually what it would cost retail if it came back in stock. So, John Sheehan on Venom, and Sherry Darnell was first to Old Crow. It is greatest hits, and it was $29.99, Nate. That is usually something we have in stock, but we don't anymore. That's another thing, once again, another title that is out of print. So, I need to send that to Walt, see if he wants it. I bet he'll take it. And then there's the other Bowie. That's a Parachute. That is a official. Okay, well, here's what we've got to do. It is 8:45. Technically, we need to take a break. It's very early for it, but what we have to do is get set up to show CDs. We have to get set up to, I think there's more half off in the back. I'll have to check Seth's verification on that, but I think there's some more because there was another $9.99 bin I don't think I'd got to. So let me go check that. I've already ate. I've still got an entire pizza in me, so I'm good on food and calories, but I do need an energy drink. It is 8:44. We will be back at 9:15. 9:15 is when we'll return. CDs and more half off, because I know I can come up with another bin. So 9:15 is when we'll return. Please come back and see us. That's when part 2 will resume. 9:15 tonight, Central Time.